so there's some great ways using technology that can save a business big bucks. Now these are some great things if you're a value-added reseller, a computer consultant, or if you're tech savvy at your small business. So I think this is good information. I want to share this. I found it on Channel Web. Some great ideas here. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail, but there is some technology things you can do for your business, save you some big bucks. So starting at the number one, unified communications. So there was a group of medical professionals, and they had a sales force. They went ahead and got with the VAR and figured out that by combining their cell phones, faxes, integrating all that with their phone system, and just unifying all their communications, they saved, this particular firm saved over $10,000 a month by looking at what's called unified communications. The next, number two, is video conferencing. Now, the real world example here, an East Coast law firm did a lot of traveling to their West Coast based offices, so they set up a Polycom video conferencing system, and by the time they got this system all together by doing video conferencing, they were able to save themselves about 25% a year in travel expenses. So consider video conferencing. Number three, thin client computing. Now it gives an example of the Seminole County schools in Florida, and they were relocating their computer lab, and they had about 30 PCs in a small room. They generated a lot of heat, got really hot and uncomfortable. So the VAR replaced that with the N-Computing X300 and Dell PCs with Acer monitors, Logitech keyboards, and the bottom line was they were able to cut their power costs by about 50% versus a traditional PC lab, and 70% savings on maintenance and 90% savings on energy costs. So 50% of their IT costs by going with thin clients. So it saved them a lot of money. Next on the list, number four, power management. A technology professional called 5 Nines used technology from APC as part of a project for a community bank with over 100 employees that replaced aging servers and with a virtualized solution and incorporated power management technology. So the bottom line is they had a power savings of more than 50%, including a complete return on investment in less than a year. So think about power management. Number five, software as a service. And gave a organization called Blue Wolf used software as a service technology from Salesforce combined with Google Maps to build a sales lead qualification system for a major cable and communications company. And so they ended up using Salesforce and Apex, development language, Google Maps, and they shortened the cable company's sales cycle time by 40%, improved and gave them more qualified leads. Number six, open source software. The example here is a company that had a traditional PBX. They went ahead and replaced that with the Asterisk open source voice over IP PBX, the IP-based PBX. And believe it or not, this particular organization, if they would have got a similar closed-in commercial grade system, would have spent over $1 million for this thing. And they did it for a fraction of that amount of money using open source software. Number seven, document management. OneSource used Laserfish technology to help Iredell Memorial Hospital cut down significantly on monthly write-offs from misplaced records. So they started using the Laserfish document suite, Word, Adobe PDF, and SoftMed digital dictation system. And the bottom line is they're saving these folks $40,000 a month in write-offs. It's amazing. Number eight, managed services. So PFM, a proprietary services company for the oil and gas industry, outsourced its network management to CITOC, C-I-T-O-C. And the bottom line was they set up a company-wide voice over IP solution for them, allowed them to access the network, a solution that provided significant cost savings compared to internal network management. Bottom line is that by doing this, saved them about $1 million a year, and about 80% of the cost compared to using internal resources to do it. Look, sometimes you can save a lot more money by letting a professional computer consultant manage your network for you rather than trying to do it in-house. Number 9, server virtualization. Remember Hurricane Katrina? Sure, who doesn't? Well, the bottom line is when that hurricane hit New Orleans 3 years ago, it caused massive damage to the city and its businesses. And one of them was Adams and Reese LLP, a 300-person law firm. And they lost power for 13 days. And they said, you know what, we'll never let that happen again. So they needed a way to be able to quickly move their servers to a recovery site. And so they got with a solution partner who set up a VMware ESX server and virtualized their servers. And they're able now to get through a catastrophe without anything happening and having good uptime. And finally, number 10, data center automation. And so a banking customer purchased a workload automation software, but needed help in seeing how it could be leveraged. And so they employed a solution provider that used the Computer Associates AutoSys workload automation. And bottom line is they're saving $240 grand a year by employing data center automation. Now, automating their workflow, automating paperwork, automating all this cool stuff saves that customer a lot of money. So there is 10 great pieces of technology and things to think about for your business, or if you're a VAR, to think about doing for other companies. I'm Bruce Naylor, your FrugalTech. Hey, you like this video? Make sure you go ahead and rate it or leave a comment. I'm anxious to hear what you got to say. I'll talk to you later.